Welcome back, trainers. So we're going to be taking a look at some PvP battles with my friend Chirk here, as well as another local trainer named Powerlifter. Shout out to both of them, and especially Chirk. Thank you for doing these battles with me. And a few of these, as a matter of fact, were just kind of tests, so it's not like his true power or anything. Now we have a Shadowclaw Gengar and a Lick Gengar, mine being the Lick. And just, did you see how much quicker that was? It's insane. So yes, the quick moves, as a matter of fact, for PvP are what you're going to want. Now, of course, that was super effective damage and it's really fast. We know that. But they're also charging up that bar, which is going to make you key to tearing down their shields and eating through their health, right? And yes, it is going to be time to start using those TMs because, well, you're going to want to have the best move when you go into PvP because it will break or make you. Now, for instance, I have Confusion on my Gardevoir here, which is doing super effective damage to that Gengar. But for any other situation, going up against, say, a Tyranitar, that thing is going to be hitting me possibly with Iron Tail, super effective damage for the quick move, and I'm going to be doing Confusion, which is going to be barely doing anything. Not to mention, it's not going to be charging up my Dazzling Gleam or Shadow Ball that quickly. On the other hand, Charge Beam is going to be bringing up that Dazzling Gleam and Shadow Ball so much faster, a move we never thought that we would ever want desired on a Gardevoir whatsoever, right? So yes, the tides have changed quite a bit, and you're going to want those nice quick moves for sure. Alright, next tip is going to be hold using your charge move. Now, if you have very little health left, you may want to just get off that last bit because it's not like that energy is going to carry over to the next Pokemon. Once it's out, it's out. So if you're in that situation, go ahead and use it. But if your opponent has very little health left and you know you'll be able to take them out with possibly a few more quick move attacks without using your charge move, that is going to be within your best interest, because if you save that charge move for the next Pokemon, even if it's not super effective, at least you're going to be able to, I don't know, trick them to make them think you have another moveset on there, and they might use their shield or just chip off some of their health. Alright, yes, I know, horrible switch in Machamp into a Venusaur. Who does that? I know. Anyways, after this we're going to take a look at the Victory Belt, which will have the example of holding my charge bar, and it's going to be getting off 2 charge moves onto the next Pokemon, equaling breaking the shield and then eating into their health. Now, there's several different ways you can do this, but one is going to be putting up your shield, making sure you keep as much health on this Pokemon that you want to stack these charge moves on, and then just keep going to town. Don't do this if you're going up against something where it's just really not going to be fainting anytime soon. Like this. Look how little health left. That was not good for me. So it didn't take that much damage. It could have been worse. So here we go. Great. We have a Alolan Muck. But then he switches into that. I don't understand what happened there. So I was able to break through the shield and now just finish him off. So the best way to see how these things work are to actually go into battle yourself and test it out. Stacking your charge moves works a lot better with tankier Pokemon, obviously, because they can stay in the fight longer and then save that charge move. Also, they have to have a decent quick move. Well, they don't necessarily have to, but as long as you're not taking a lot of damage, then you'll be able to stack it up. Now, on the other hand, there are times where you just need to get that charge move off right away, and for the most part, I'd say you're going to want to do that most of the time. You don't want to sit there and always stack up your charge moves because then you're going to probably start to lose. Alright, now next tip is to hold your charge move and actually switch your Pokemon, and that charge move will stay stacked up while it's in your Pokeball, and then you can bring it back out and it will actually have its charge move ready to go once again. Now this is good if you have, say, a Pokemon that's doing super effective damage with their quick move, but their charge move isn't going to be doing very much damage whatsoever. Plus they're not, taking the hits quite well from that other opponent over there. So you got in your quick moves, you charged up your charge bar, and you're like, okay, it's time for it to come back, and we're going to bring in something that's not going to be taking super effective damage, or it's going to be able to tank through the hits, and then you'll be able to save that charge move that you just retracted on that Pokemon for later when you bring it out. Say it's a Blastoise, and you throw out your Blastoise later, and then it has Hydro Cannon right in the face, and they're like, wait, he just bring that out. What's going on here? Well, you saved your charge move, and you got the little upper hand there. Alright, next tip is going to be bluffing your charge moves. Now, what does that mean? Well, say you have a Rhyperior, and that has Surf, and you're going up against a Gyarados. Well, that Surf is obviously not going to do much damage to that Gyarados whatsoever, and a more experienced player would know that, yeah, that didn't take too long for him to charge that up. It's probably going to be Surf, but For the other trainers, they might think it's Stone Edge, so they're going to use their shield, and that's a good way to bluff. That can be put in many different situations for many different types and moves. All right, so just play with it and see what you can do with that, because it's kind of fun wearing out their shields and then eventually hitting them with that super effective move once you've bought in 2. It's going to maybe call, yeah, it's definitely going to call for you to buy 2 moves there. So, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, maybe you have only Surf and then they use their shield and they're like, wait, he keeps using Surf, he doesn't have Stone Edge. Okay, I see what's going on here. All right, so now let's talk about when you should be using your shield. Now, when PvP first came out, I said you should wait till the very end to use them. Obviously, not always, depends on the situation that is at hand, but for the most part, you're going to want to do that. Now, say you have a Pokemon that's one of your key players out there, and its charge bar is just about up, ready to go, and you're about to be defeated. Should you use your shield and then use your charge move? Honestly, it really depends on the situation. If you have Pokemon that you know are going to be able to take those hits from your opponent, then you may want to use your shield and then just get in that charge move really quick just to make them waste a shield or chip off some health. If it's not going to be doing very much damage whatsoever, save that shield. It sucks that you wasted that energy gain there, but hey, you're saving that shield for a better cause with your other Pokemon that are about to come in. Alright, now this is going to be more of a courtesy to the other trainers and showing that you still have skill and integrity. And that is going to be sometimes when we enter into a battle, the game freezes. We see each other's Pokemon, but we can't tap, right? So you have to close out the app and start it up. Now, we've both seen each other's Pokemon. Oh, I know what he's using for his first one. So what am I going to do? Pick something super effective against that for my first Pokemon, giving you the upper hand and advantage. Now, don't do that. I mean, communicate. Say, should we use the same teams or should we, pick different Pokemon? Don't try to be sneaky and get the upper hand. That doesn't make you better. All right, next tip is going to be baiting your opponent. So if you have a fire type Pokemon and they're using a grass type, well, they're going to probably switch. And once they do that switch, you need to make sure you take advantage of that and switch right back in, because they're going to have a 60-second lock on that Pokemon. Now, taking advantage of this is going to be within your best interest, but also keep in mind that once you do switch it, you're also going to have a 60-second lock. And if you're going to defeat them extremely fast because you just put in something strong against their Pokemon, well, they're going to come in swinging hard with something that's super effective against that Pokemon that you just now put in. So you got to play your cards right and just make sure you have a good amount of coverage. Alrighty, trainers, if you like this video, please give it a like, and I will be bringing you more tips on PvP in the future. Now, there's just going to be gym battles. I'm going to have the actual in-game sound so you can enjoy that. And there's a few people saying that they didn't like the long videos. That's okay. You can stay for the commentary or the beginning, and then the rest of the video is just going to be there for everybody else. So that's it, trainers. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.